When it comes to growing a business or growing a practice or growing an offer, one of the areas you definitely want to take a look at is developing your leadership team. And so it's a really common question. How do I develop my leadership team? What do I need to do? How do I get there? So I've got 10 ways for you to grow your leadership team. So what are they? Why do they matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan coming to you live from Consulting Secrets on a perfect day to talk about business growth, opportunities, leadership, making some tough decisions, and a fantastic day to talk about you. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento. Anytime that you're taking a look at a team, there's going to be some sort of scoring that you want to do. So you want to take a look at the team that you have now, and you really want to identify their capabilities. Okay, what are they good at? And then, because the reason you're going to start here is because if you just start with the negative, you're going to get stuck on the negative. You want to say, what are they good at? And then the next step is, okay, where can they improve? What are they good at? Where can they improve? And then what are they not good at? Because these gaps are going to give you opportunities to figure out, hey, what are the strategies we need to grow? And what skills, talents, and capabilities does my team have and do they not have? And then what you're going to want to do is say, based upon our growth and our strategic growth planning, where are we going to go? What tools do we need to get there? You can narrow it down to 3 or 5 things. What are the 3 or 5 things we need to get to where we're going? Right? So if you have the wrong type of leader on your team and they can't get you to where you need to be, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get tired. You're going to use all the good words. My grandfather referred to them as Navy words. He was in the Korean War, and like he would tell me, "Hey Scott, we're going to have to use some Navy words here." My grandfather liked to use the Navy words. You're going to use a lot of Navy words, and there's going to be some frustration. So at the current size, what do you need? Okay, so if I need a recipe, and I'm going to make a recipe, I'm going to make cookies. Right? I love chocolate chip cookies. Right? Love chocolate chip cookies. Well, there's basic things you need for chocolate chip cookies. You need chocolate chips, and I like milk chocolate chips. I don't like the semi-sweet ones, right? And then I'm going to need flour. I'm going to need eggs. I'm going to need vanilla. I'm going to need sugar, probably brown sugar, because brown sugar is good. And then I'm going to need some water. Like there's things that like as you're saying, hey, what's the leadership that we need? You're going to go through and say, what's the recipe that I need to achieve? Like who's got to be on my team and what skills they got to have? And then once you have that figured out, then what authority do I need to give them? I see owners, practitioners, offer owners, where they get caught up in like, I've got to do everything. I've got to be the hero here, and I've got to be the hero here. And they're the constraint inside of the business. So then what you really want to figure out is decision bands. Now, decision bands say, here is what this manager can make a decision up to, right? So the way that I see it, and I'm going to give you generic numbers so you fill them in based upon your company and your size. A general manager or an ops manager can make a $100,000 decision. Mainline manager can make a $50,000 decision. A supervisor can make a $10,000 decision. But you don't just go in and say, hey, I'm going to give you the ability to make this decision. You go in and you say, hey, we're going to run some scenarios. Let me run some scenarios by you of what happens in the business and give me an idea of how you make your decisions. And I'll give you an idea of how I make my decisions. And if you ever, by the chance, get stuck, here's what you do. You write down your 3 answers of what way that you want to take care of the problem. And before you come to me and say, hey, I need help, you come to me with like, here, what are the 3 answers? What are the 3 ways that you would solve this problem? And then if that's what it takes, we'll talk through it. But don't come to me and say, hey, I need an answer to this so that you don't have to, make a decision and you're putting it back on me. That's what you're hired for. So you want some decision authority. With this, you want scorecards with KPIs. Who's responsible for what? And the accountability conversation inside of organizations is one of the places where you get the most amount of contention from inside of the business, and it's hardly ever from the people who do stuff, just so you know. They're going to go, I'm already doing stuff. Please, for the love of everything, put some KPIs in place. It's the people on this side that don't get stuff done. This group of people over here is the one that's causing you to slow down. They got their foot on the brake while you're driving, trying to get to 100 miles an hour. You're like, why are we driving so slow? Well, because they got their foot on the brake. Like whatever's going on is uncomfortable for them. They don't like the change. They don't like that they're not in charge. They don't like the decisions that are being made. So they drag their feet. And then what you do is you do a weekly meeting and you focus on problem solving and strategic growth, like what needs to be done inside of the business. And then once again, if they're going to be in the meeting, have them come with solutions. It's not acceptable to at least show up with one solution. What's one solution that you could come up with? I don't know. Like, okay, well, that would make me question, should you be in this leadership role? You can't come up with any solution? Not one? Not one. Come on, you got to come up with at least one solution. Because that's going to tell you, it's going to be like a sign, and I'm pointing to the sky for a reason. This is a freaking sign from the business gods. If somebody consistently comes to meetings with no solutions, no answers, and they're in a leadership role, they're not making good decisions for you. They, to the rest of the team, they're looking around like, this person, I'm going to use their words, this idiot is this person can't get stuff done. They're an imbecile. I'm going to share with you what is said behind the scenes. Like, this person is holding us all back. And if it comes down to bonuses and everybody's bonus based upon what everybody else does, they know that that person is not getting their job done and they're holding everybody back. So you have a lot of opportunity in the market. If somebody doesn't have the skills, talents, or capabilities, why would you want them on the team? If we played professional sports, okay, and our goal is to get to the end of the year and get the championship, then you're going to look around and be like, who doesn't belong on this team? It's salary cap, right? They can't run with the ball. They shouldn't be on the team. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And then one of the ways that you could do this is wear legal, not a doctor, attorney, marriage counselor, or therapist, but you align your compensation with performance ratios and your metrics. And then what you hope for is this, and hope for turns into what you build, okay? Is you want mentors to mentor down. You want management to mentor down. Excuse me. You want management to mentor down. You want them to bring somebody under your wing and have conversations where appropriate. Now, I know that not everything can be discussed, but hey, look, here's something that we're taking a look at. I'd love to get your opinion and tell me what you would do, right? And you start this whole thing of, give me 3 ideas how you would fix this. And sometimes what happens is because you have somebody below a manager who's frontline, they have a different perspective. They got a better idea. And so what I prefer to see is that a manager goes to whoever their number 1 is or number 2 is below them and say, hey, we got a problem. We're going to fix it. We're going to solve it. But I want to hear how you would do it first before I give you my answer. And so I'm going to share with you. Sometimes you find out like that answer is way better than anything that we could have come up with because, well, they're the people doing it. So if you want to develop leadership, you want to take a look and see what can be done. You first have to start with the audit. Figure out the people who've got the skills, talents, and capabilities. Figure out who doesn't. Give them the ability to make decisions. Create the scorecard. Have meetings. Develop more team over time. And compensate based upon the ability to execute. There you go. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button. Click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.